What does it mean to officially be an Arsenal player?
It's a privilege and an honor. Everything that they've accomplished is just so massive, and for me to now be a part of that, I'm very excited.
And it's obviously a big decision to make at any stage of your career, but why was now the right time to make the change? And what was it about Arsenal that drew you here?
I think it's always a very difficult decision, but at the end of the day, I always want to grow. And I think that's been my philosophy going through my career ever since I was young. I just want to find new ways to grow, learn from different coaches, learn from different teammates, and I just felt like now is the right time, and it's always been my dream to play for a club like Arsenal as well, and they're doing so well.
And you've come off the back of a pretty impressive debut season in the WSL. You know, you took to the league like a duck to water. There were Rising Star nominations as well. How did you find that transition into the WSL?
It wasn't easy. I think even my preseason, I struggled a bit because the type of football I was used to is completely different to what it is here. It's very physical here. I was in more of a technical league. So coming here, I think I was a bit shocked by how physical and everything was. But I think I was able to settle in pretty nicely after a couple months.
What do you think were those sort of main lessons that you learned during that first season in England?
I think just learning to be stronger both mentally and physically. I mean, the mental toll that it takes, even just in this league, is crazy. So there's that. And then, again, just getting comfortable was difficult.
And anyone who's watched you play in the WSL will know how dangerous you are to come up against. But how would you like to describe your game?
I find that I'm very technical, quick. I like to move quick with the ball, and I think that's key. And then also just being able to use my teammates, especially my defensive work, has improved a lot. So I'd say that's also important in my game too.
And you're joining the home of the European champions. Just how does that feel?
Unreal. This is a dream of mine, and for them to have a record like this is amazing, and I want to continue that record with this team.
And that obviously means, of course, we're guaranteed Champions League football next season. Is the prospect of playing on one of the biggest stages you possibly can as a
Quite a few times before, so I'm really happy to be a part of that.
And that Champions League winning squad you're joining is a lovely blend of both youth but experience as well. Are there any of our players that you're particularly excited to link up with on the pitch?
Honestly, even just playing against these top players, I'd have to say to have Leah to be playing balls in behind, to have Alessia up top, Chloe, even McCabe, even though we had our duels. I think that's just going to be a really fun connection there.
And you'll obviously already have a couple of friendly, familiar faces in the dressing room.
Yeah.
Obviously, Taylor has recently joined us in North London, but I understand you also know Jenna Neiswanger.
I do, yeah. I was at Florida State with her, only for about 6 months. She was my mentor there. So to have another familiar face aside from Taylor is really nice.
Have you spoken to either of them about this?
Honestly, I haven't spoken to anyone yet. I've been told to keep it very hush, and it's been hard. But I've been able to do it, but I'll reach out to them very soon.
It'll be worth it when you have
It
that
will,
first
yeah,
conversation.
I know.
If we go back to your beginnings and growing up in Canada, what was the landscape of women's football like? What kind of opportunities did you have there?
I mean, it was still growing, obviously, but we had a major face like Christine Sinclair in Canada soccer, so that was massive for me to look up to her, and I've always looked up to her and wanted to do what she was doing. So for me to actually be able to do that and then eventually be on the same stage as her was massive. So she was a big role model for me, and I think she kind of painted the picture in Canada for football.
100%. And obviously for Canada, you became the youngest ever player to make your senior debut. How do you kind of manage that expectation, pressure at that age and continually?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely hard, but also I think it comes down to the person. Everyone handles things differently. I find that I'm able to handle a lot of those pressures pretty well, so I didn't really feel much of a negative effect from all that. But it was definitely an honor to be able to do that at such a young age and also just handle it the way that I did.
You've obviously already played at the Emirates and we're here today as well. What will it mean for you to step out on that pitch in an Arsenal shirt to make your debut?
Honestly, I'm really looking forward to it. Being on the opposition side, it's a nightmare. I can tell you that. The atmosphere is amazing. So to have that behind us now and behind me to make a debut there is going to be unreal.
Yeah, the supporters will come up with a chant for you pretty quick.
I love that.
The Emirates is now our home for the WSL, so we'll play every home game here. the kind of flair and energy you bring to the pitch, it feels destined for a crowd to entertain. So how much are you looking forward to consistently play in front of thousands of people?
Yeah, I'm super excited. You know, I'd love to put on a show for our fans, especially just technically the flair. I think everyone loves that. I think that makes the game really exciting. So I think that's what they're all looking forward to as well.
And you mentioned Sync, but a lot of our supporters, especially the youngest, they look up to our squad for what they do on the pitch, but also often what they achieve. Who were those figures for you growing up, footballers or otherwise?
Yeah, if we're running it back, I'd have to say Ronaldinho, Marta, Neymar, Christine Sinclair, my biggest idols growing up.
And just finally, what would you like to achieve at Arsenal, both as an individual, but also as a teammate?
Honestly, I just really want to contribute to the team with wins. I want to go to Champions League again, win that. Win the cups. And then as a person, I just want to grow, meet new people, learn new things. And that's the biggest thing for me. I just want to continue to grow as a person here.
Thank you, Olivia. Congratulations.